So, hello, Peacemaker. Could you present yourself to those who don't know you on our website?
So my name is Louis Peacemaker. I'm the head coach of Misfits CSGO team, and I'm 29 years old and I'm from Brazil.
Okay. You went through most of the big NA organization, like Liquid, Optic. What did they bring to you on a coaching level and personal level?
I think they helped me a lot, especially the experience that I had on Liquid. It was very important because even though I didn't stay for like a long time, I think it was like 6 months or something, but we played a lot of tournaments together and I was able to coach Liquid during a major against very good opponents. So I think that I learned a lot, especially on Liquid. On Optic, I really didn't have a chance to put down work. I was with them for like a month or something. And but yeah, on Liquid I learned a lot, and not only on Liquid but back in the days as well when I was with the Immortals guys. Yeah, it was amazing. Like we learned a lot, and it's a learning process, and I still have a lot to learn, to be honest. And that's it.
With Liquid, you took Simple, and now with Misfits, you are taking Amanek and Devodivek. What do you think are the important things when you import player from other country?
So basically, the reason why we brought those two players was because as soon as I joined the team, we kind of knew that Twist was about to go to Liquid, like there was a chance. And then we, like me and Sean, we basically just talk about, me and Sean and the whole team, we basically just talk about like what we need at the moment and how we would achieve success like faster than the other NA teams, or as a team, like what we needed at the moment to try to achieve success faster. Yeah. So like what we do is like, so we scouted like these two players, Amanek and Devo Duvek, and like the main reason why we got the EU players is because I feel like they play really different from NA players and from Brazilian players. Like they have the experience of competing against European teams and all that, and I feel like that helped us a lot. Like you see Amanek playing today, Devo playing, like I feel like they felt no pressure. It's impressive. Like it's their first big tournament, and still like they're able to compete in high level. Like they feel no pressure, and that's mainly because they're used to play even on FPL, Pugs, whatever. But they're used to play against those guys, so they know how they play. They know what they like to do, so they feel no pressure. It's literally like
they know them.
Yeah, they know them, and also like we did a good job as a team to adapt them into the roles that we wanted, and they also feel very comfortable as it is right now. So I feel like it was just like the perfect fit for us, and that's why we decided to make this change. Yeah. We brought them. A lot of people criticized us, and everybody was like, "Who are these guys? Like, what you guys are doing? You guys gonna fail?" But you know, it's just hard work, and we knew what we were doing, and we were really proud to have them on the team.
Yeah, well, for example, in the tournament, it's working quite well.
Yeah, I mean, it's impressive, especially as I said, the level of competition that those guys are playing, like playing against Navi, playing against Heroic, it's just impressive. Like they can step up, they don't feel pressure, their comms out on point. It's not like, I've seen players before where they just choke and they just tilt and they don't talk and they're nervous. And those guys, like for the first big tournament, they're on point, like with communication and all that, they're giving suggestions. It's actually really impressive. They really impressed me.
Do you think that's what's missing in NA to compete against big EU teams? It's experience playing against those European teams.
Yeah, I think so. Especially for us, I'm gonna be honest. Like we obviously, as soon as I joined, we had a couple good results in NA. Yeah. But the big difference was the bootcamp that we did here for a week. Like during this bootcamp that we did in Berlin for a week, like we were able to figure out a lot of stuff that we thought it was good, because in North America a lot of things works and you can do whatever and sometimes it works. Yeah. And then once you come here and you feel and you play against better teams, more structured teams, different styles, that's where you actually see like what works and what doesn't work. And we learned a lot during this week, and I think that was very helpful. But just like in general, to answer your question, I think that NA players, they have to, if they're able to obviously compete in Europe, play as much tournaments as they can in Europe, practice against European teams, I feel like that's very helpful. Yeah. And just like, if you're not able to do that, just watch demos, see how the teams play, and just try to learn from it, and and try to focus less on rank as North American love to do, rank as FPL,
streaming,
just stream all the time. Like you gotta focus a little bit on your job and try to learn. Like it's a learning process. Takes time, takes hard work, but you get there.
Yeah. Speaking of coach, you and Zeus are probably the most influential NA coach. Like you are the one who brought the best results, at least. You are major, and Zeus with SK.
Yeah.
How do you explain the influence you have and the impact you have?
I think that me and Zeus, actually, like me and Zeus, people don't know, but we used to play together on past teams. Like we used to play together, and we always had like a kind of like a leadership personality on our teams.
Yeah.
So once Zeus started coaching, I knew he would do a good job. Like just because of his personality, he's a hard worker and he's an amazing coach, as he proved already with the SK guys. And once I started coaching as well, like I just feel like for Brazil, especially for Brazilians like me and Zeus, once we had that opportunity to start coaching a team, I feel like we just put a lot of work into it, and we know that like a lot of people would love to have an opportunity like this. Like
it's
in
quite
Brazil,
amazing.
Yeah, and it's impressive, like all the things, like the travels that you do, the amount of money that you can get, and all that. So I feel like me and Zeus really took the job serious, and that's one of the main reasons. But also just like hard work. We have same mentality. We are both hard workers, and I feel like honestly the experience that me and Zeus could get from the SK guys living together, like we would live across the street with the SK guys. So we would just share thoughts on the game, talk about the game the whole day. We would have dinner talking about the game. So I think that me and him, we learned a lot with those guys, and I mean they just won a tournament today, by the way, and congratulations to them. So yeah, I think that's it.
It's been quite some time now, but there was a change in the coaching role. You and Zeus, if I remember well, were in-game leader coach.
Yeah.
Now that some time have passed, what do you think about this role?
Well, it's very hard because at the same time that I hate this rule, I can agree that coaches can be very impactful. Like for this tournament, they're not using the rules, so I can talk the whole time. I can help the team the whole time, and that's very like I'm not calling, but I'm helping a lot. Sean to call, giving suggestions and all that. But I feel like they should find a mix about like the rule right now, because right now they're super stricted. Like you can talk, you only have 30 seconds timeout. I feel like I can barely do anything, and I feel like they could find a mix or just find a solution. For example, just let us talk during the freeze time, or I don't know, just make the timeouts bigger. I don't know, something like this. But right now it really hurts the coaches that are impactful and want to have leadership, like me, Zeus, even Starix from Navi. It just really hurt us, and I feel like obviously they don't need to allow us to talk the whole time, but just try to find a solution, like talk to us. I don't know, try to find a solution that every team agrees with, and we just make it fair for everybody, because right now I don't think it's fair for our job, to be honest.
Yeah, like finding a balance between not talking and talking.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, it's very good for me. I'm super happy that I'm able to talk in DreamHack Tours, but I mean,
other events you can't.
Yeah, and I know that a lot of teams are probably like pissed off, like because they know how me and good coaches can be impactful in the game. So I understand them, and I totally accept the fact that it's overpowered. But just find a balance, as you said. Just find a balance and make it comfortable for everybody, and we're all happy. That's it.
Yeah. Sean told us during an interview that you and him had a good relation, like you were speaking well together, and is it you coached a lot of team? Is it rare, or did it happen a lot with the team you coached?
To be honest, this experience for me is being completely new, because on my past teams I would take leadership roles, so I would call the whole time, and we would have no IGL, so I would do everything basically. And on this team I have Sean, who is a very good IGL, very experienced guy, and I feel like we just share thoughts, and he really likes my style, and I feel like Sean has a style of playing and I have a different one, so we kind of like just mix it up together, and we're always like try to be always on the same page. And I feel like me and him, like the biggest thing that I did when I joined was to basically just have talks with him and just talk about the game. That's the main important thing. Like Because if me and him are not on the same page, then the team will be completely it's not gonna work, and the team will feel completely confused. So there's a lot of times, like for example today, I would overcall him, and he would not complain about it. Like, Sean, let's not do this. Let's do something else. He would immediately go like, yeah, let's do it. And that's how it is. Like, he overcalls me, I overcall him, and we just do it together, and it seems to be working, and we're just gonna keep going, I guess.
Do you think it's important for young player, not in this case in particular, but to have experienced player like Sean, who are like
a good
big
leader.
Brothers in the game to younger player like Amanek and Devodevek?
Yes, definitely. I feel like, especially for those guys, what Sean has is like he's a very cool guy. Like you never see Sean like complaining about anything. He's always positive. His attitude is really good, and his experience. So when those players have a leader like Sean, I mean, when people watch Shane Garris, I know that a lot of people criticize him because he doesn't get kills, he doesn't do whatever, but people don't see like in the back all the work that he puts on, and what he does with the players, like the talks, and like he brings a lot of confidence, and that's really important. Like he's a leader, you know, he's a leader together with me helping him, but we're both leaders, and that's why like those players, like the new players, they need people like that on the team, because otherwise if they don't have leadership, and if they don't have someone who they can follow, like, oh, this guy, he wakes up on time, he's always on time on practice, he's putting a lot of hard work, and like why I'm gonna fuck up things, sorry for the word, but why I'm gonna like not care if my team cares, if I have a good leader, like, and that's what happens nowadays. Like Devo and Amanek, they feel really comfortable, and I feel like me and Shen have done a good job so far on don't let them feel pressure.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that, they they say to us that their integration went well with the team. How was it from your point of view?
I think it was great, especially Devo. He's a very funny guy. He's hilarious, and I think that for Devo it was perfect. I think that he had a chance to play with Envious for a little bit, so he also had a chance to play in a professional team, even though it was a short time. But I feel like he was confident. He like once we get him, he was super happy about living in it and all that. I feel like they didn't feel any pressure about like moving from France and stuff. And when it comes to Amanek, he's a very shy guy. Yeah. So we're trying to help him to like talk more and all that.
Be more open.
Yeah, be more open. Like he's a very good guy. He's very calm as well. Like he's just, both of them are honestly like perfect teammates. They never complain about anything. They just do whatever we tell him to do. No complainings. Like, and the only thing with Amanek that we really have to work on is with his English. Like the language barrier is pretty hard for him. For Devo, not really, but for him it's pretty hard. But we're gonna get a English tutor for him, and I think he's gonna improve a lot in the next months.
Yeah, if you put some motivation, it will work.
Yeah, exactly, and he seems very motivated. Like that guy is.
He knows really loves the game.
Yeah, he loves the game. Like once we scouted him and we saw that he had 7K hours of CSGO, and he never played for a professional team. I feel like this is the first time that he plays for a professional team, earn salary and all that.
Well, if you count Vexed.
Oh yeah, Vexed as well. Yeah, Vexed as well. That's true.
They were top 4 at ESWC.
Oh yes, WC. Yeah, that's true. So this is like his second team and competing on a high level, and just the fact that he had to move from home, not see his parents, friends and all that, and just like his attitude in general, it's just amazing. He's trying his best, and I'm really proud to have him on the team.
He's coping well with the export.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like he didn't feel anything. Like he feels home together with us, and that's really good.
Those last year, Brazil really exploded on CSGO. Like there weren't much Brazilian team, and like they came and took majors. How can you explain this? Like, did they work underwater? Nobody's seeing them, and like they come and they wreck everybody.
I think that Brazilian teams, first of all, obviously SK helped all those teams a lot. Yeah. With the experience and tips about the game and all that. And I feel like the most important thing about Brazilians is that I feel like all of them are super hard workers. Yeah. And like they would put a lot of hours in the game. Like you don't see a lot of Brazilians like streaming all the time. They always like working on demos, like playing as much as they can, playing as a team. Like even the SK guys, like they started to struggle a little bit the beginning of this year. And then everybody thought they were dead. And then all of a sudden, like you just see, they just bounce back. Yeah, and then they just win IEM. And everybody starts all again saying that they're best team in the world. And it keeps going. Like they will struggle sometimes. They will come back. But I feel like the main reason why Brazilians are successful is like the hard work mentality. And
the work ethics.
Yeah, the work ethic. Like they've had a very good ethic. They can be very stubborn sometimes, which I think it's a bad thing about Brazilians.
Yeah.
But mainly, like even though they can be stubborn, but they are really hard workers. That's it.
As a Brazilian coach, do you try to bring some funky Brazilian strats to an A team?
Like what do you mean? Like fun jokes and stuff?
No, I mean strategy in
game.
Game
strategy.
In-game
oh yes, of course. Yeah. I feel like that's one of the things that I do. Even when talking with Sean, because he has a different style.
Yeah.
When like Brazilians, they have a very different style from Europeans and from North American teams.
Yeah.
And I always try to do stuff that people
to mix.
Everything. Yeah, to mix a little bit, because if you play like super structured, sometimes it becomes too predictable and people can read you. So sometimes you just like if you watch the match today, we did a lot of stuff where we just call it contact, where we don't throw any crazy executions, we don't do anything like that, and we just contact and rely on our skill, and that's why people deathmatch, and that's why people have to not only watch demos but be skilled, and that's like that's what I think that Brazilian coaches kind of like to do. If you watch Liquid as well, they do have crazy executions when with Zeus on the team, but they also just do like simple stuff that works. It proved to work, like SK, like me with the Misfits guys today, and I feel like that's a thing that it's kind of like a Brazilian thing to just mix it up a little bit, and when the team expects you to do something crazy, you just do this most simple thing and it works.
Well, it's quite a crazy mix in Misfits, because like you have a European player, NA player, and Brazilian player, so it makes a super good mix.
Yeah, exactly. We have all the styles, and it's quite funny because after the match today, Sean was like, "Dude, you give me so much confidence. I'm doing stuff that I wouldn't do before. Like just go and, for example, on train." We have a thing that Sean pushes lower like non-stop. He doesn't flash. He doesn't do anything. He just rushes lower, and he gets kills. And then he's like super happy about it. Like, dude, this is my favorite thing ever. Like, I want to do it again. And I mean, it looks crazy. It looks like what the hell these guys are doing. But that's where you catch people off guard. And I feel like everybody's pretty happy to mix it up, and we're fine.
Well, if you don't know what you are doing, the enemy team won't know what you are doing.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you mix it up, that's the thing. Like if you mix it up, and that's where you catch people off guard, because people
don't expect.
Yeah, they don't expect you to do that, and obviously you have to choose the right time to do that. You don't do it every single time. Yeah. But sometimes it works. Sometimes and the thing is, like, sometimes it's not gonna work. So like you have to find a balance between, like,
it's a gamble. Yeah,
it's a gamble that you take that could make sense, but if it doesn't work, you can just go and say, "Oh, we're never doing it again." No, like it doesn't work because the other guy played good, and we can do it maybe some other time on or later on during the match. It doesn't mean it doesn't work. Like you can do anything basically in this game, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. You just can't like give up completely. Yeah, that's how I feel like.
Well, let's use the last words.
We just would like to thank all the Misfits as an organization to provide us this bootcamp here and to support us during this tournament. All our fans, the French guys, the French crowd was amazing. They were giving a lot of love to us during the entire day, even after the heroic match. And after the game, also to Shazam, it was really special for him. He was almost crying, to be honest. It was really amazing to see. And just thanks. And I hope we can give you guys a good show tomorrow against Hellraisers.
Well, I hope so.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.